has been indicted for allegedly mishandling classified documents. President Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin spent more than 2 hours on the phone yesterday. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says her boss, trying hard to end the war in Ukraine, came away encouraged. Later today, Mr. Trump meets with Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House. It's expected that Zelensky will be making a pitch for American Tomahawk missiles capable of hitting targets deep inside Russia. Putin warns that supplying those weapons would harm U.S.-Russia relations. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures 53 points higher. NASDAQ futures are down 59 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Think about this. Everything precious in the Christian faith came straight through Israel. The promises God made to Abraham, the covenants he established, the law that shows us his character, the prophets who spoke his words, the gospel that transformed the world, all of it, every bit of it came through Israel. In standing with Israel, we celebrate our shared roots and the enduring legacy of God's work through his chosen people. As Christians, we owe an immense debt of gratitude to the Jewish people for their role in preserving and passing down these sacred truths. Through their faithfulness, often in the face of great adversity, they've been instrumental in bringing the knowledge of God to the world. When I support the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, I'm not just helping people in need. I'm honoring those who gave our spiritual foundation. I'm saying thank you to the people who preserved God's word for all of us. Discover the top reasons why Christians all over the world support Israel by visiting ifcj.org. That's ifcj.org.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
Coming to you with NWKS Radio News, I'm Connor Schuh. According to a press release by the Burlington Police Department, Burlington PD responded to a property in northern Burlington regarding suspected human remains in the industrial park this past Tuesday at 2:50 p.m. Burlington PD notified the Kit Carson County Coroner's Office, 13th Judicial District Attorney's Office, and Colorado Bureau of Investigation to request CBI's assistance for the investigation and scene processing. Nothing further has been reported on the subject, so we will update later on if we find out anything new about the investigation. And for further questions, then those can be directed to the 13th Judicial District Attorney's Office. With NWKS Radio, I'm Connor Schuh.
Today we'll see a nice 70-degree fall day with north-northeasterly breezes at 5 to 15 miles per hour, and tonight's low under clear skies will be in the upper 30s in eastern Colorado and 40 to 45 in southwest Nebraska and northwest Kansas. Tomorrow, a cold front will move through, increasing north-northwesterly winds 20 to 30, gusting 45 to 55 miles per hour. Need to anticipate difficult travel conditions and watch for blowing dust. Skies will be partly cloudy with highs in the mid to upper 60s. Overnight, skies will clear and winds will turn to the southwest and lighten to less than 10 miles per hour. Conditions favorable for radiational cooling and lows dropping in the low 30s, and a potential first frost and freeze Sunday morning. Sunday temperatures will rebound back into the 70s with breezy southwesterly winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and lows will be back into the 40s. Monday into Tuesday, another dry cold front, highs mid to upper 60s. This is meteorologist Chris Schromick in the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the Insurance Agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, Just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
When you gotta go, but there's nowhere to go, who you gonna call? Topside Portables and Pumping, that's who. Weddings, job sites, farm parties, they've got clean, reliable porta potties that don't stink, literally. And if your septic tank smells worse than last year's chili cook-off, they'll pump it out fast. No mess, no fuss. Family-owned, Heartland values, always ready. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. When duty calls, they answer.
When fraud strikes, every second counts. At FNB Bank, we take your security seriously. Our local team monitors for suspicious activity and responds fast, so small issues don't turn into bigger problems. I'm Jessica Von Little at FNB Bank. We are your first line of defense, protecting you, your money, and your peace of mind. FNB Bank, local, trusted, here for you. Member FDIC.
This fall, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware has everything you could need. Keep your lawn strong with Ultimate Winterizer, the best defense before the frost. Warm up your evenings and create memories with a new fire pit. Or bring home the flavor with a great selection of grills and smokers from brands like Traeger, Blackstone, Green Egg, and more. And right now, the lumber prices are low, and so are the temperatures, making it the best season to tackle those outdoor projects. It's Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware with locations in Goodland and Colby. Open every day but Sunday.
It's Truck Month at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland. Get behind the wheel of a brand new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 with 2.9% APR for 72 months. And if GMC's more your style, you're in luck. Drive home a 25 GMC Sierra Elevation with up to $7,000 in customer cash, or lock in 0.9% APR on a 26 GMC Sierra 1500. Whether it's power, performance, or pure style, Hurl Chevrolet GMC has the truck to match your drive. Visit hurlchev.com or stop by today in Goodland and make this Truck Month one to remember.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pest Away in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pest Away today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
If you want to win in football, it all starts up front. Mass kicks ass.
And Connor Schuh.
He's the new guy.
The High Plains only local sports talk show. Broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
They're basically idiots.
Covering it all from the preps.
Up ahead to Blair Lennon. Lennon, the crossover back to Cure. Hello, boom! A two-handed tomahawk flush.
To the pros.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Protection is good. Bolden loads it up. He's got it. A receiver there. Franklin makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver.
The Blitz is presented by Hurl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank, along with
Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, the Insurance Agency, Pest Away LLC, Topside Portables and Pumping, and the Farmer State Bank in Oakley.
Let's go to work.
Guerrero drives the ball the other way. Canzone's going back. He's at the wall. It's gone! Vlad Jr. strikes again with his 5th home run of the postseason.
Flacco under center, 2nd and 4 at the Pittsburgh 29. Deep drop. He fires. Higgins catches at the 20. First hitter miss. 15, 10, 5. Splits the safety's end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 29 to T. Higgins. Rodgers out of the gun. 4 wide, 2 and 2. He fades back near left hash. Runs out of a hit. He fires deep, wide open. Caught 36, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Steelers!
The dugout and then got back up. That's a liner into center field. That's down for a base hit. Here comes Smith. Felix got a great arm. It's cut off. Throw to third, not in time. Tommy Edman puts the Dodgers in front.
Ah, what a great night of sports. My goodness. That was such a wonderful night. I don't know how. I've got to ask my co-host, Connor Schuh, how he feels after watching last night was turn back the clock night. That's what it was. It was turn back the clock night. For all those who were watching football 10 years ago, when Connor was in junior high. You know, when we were all watching that stuff, watching Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco duke it out in Cincinnati, or watching Max Scherzer, the 41-year-old, turn back the clock, Mad Max coming out on the mound and leading the Blue Jays to a win. Man, it was like living back in 2015. It's what it was like.
It really was. But, man, Flacco,
Yeah, how are you feeling this morning? That was the guy that was on your Browns, and he goes to the Bengals. I have a reason for I think you shouldn't feel too bad, but I got to know where you stand on this.
I think our reasons might be the same. I feel like just with the construction of that offense around him with the Browns, it would have been quite tough for him to succeed. I mean, the Bengals don't have a great O-line themselves, but they have enough to keep him protected to throw to two incredibly talented receivers in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who he had been anemic this year until this week, but Higgins went off. But I don't know. I guess Flacco was the guy to unlock that.
I think I kind of handle. Yes, I would say we're kind of on the same page here. Joe Flacco's got more to work with in Cincinnati than apparently he does in Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Cleveland's got themselves a way better defense. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that Bengals defense is as leaky as a wet paper towel.
Wow.
But the Bengals are they're a better offensive team because Joe Flacco can get the ball on time and, more importantly, doesn't turn the ball over. That was the problem with Jake Browning. But how about Joe Flacco on the quarterback option keeper? Not a soul around, ran for 12 yards, got down. That was beautiful.
That was a little bit of a surprise, but it's good to see he's still got the wheels.
So not only were you surprised, everyone in the country, including the Steelers defense, was shocked that 16 pulled the ball and decided to run. But 7 combined touchdowns and over 600 yards of offense between Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco. How old is Joe? Is he 40 yet? Or is he 39?
Is 40 on the dot.
So he's 40. Rodgers is 41. Two guys in the twilight years of their careers out there shining brightly on Thursday. It was fun. I admit, I sat down. I was at a meeting deal over the evening time, and so I got sat down and forgot the kids to bed. I sat down around the start of the fourth quarter, so I saw the final fourth quarter, which was enough for me because there was a lot of touchdowns and plays being made in just the fourth quarter. But I don't know. It was entertaining. It was fun to see those guys, those old gray beards, turn back the clock.
Yes.
And have some fun last night. That was really, really good. Cincinnati over the Steelers, 33-31. A huge win for Cincinnati. Boy, that AFC North, that is a mucked up division, isn't it? Woo!
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it right now because I wasn't really convinced with the Steelers when they were 4-1, and now I'm even less so. So I feel like at this point, even with the Ravens and Browns at 1-5, I think anyone could come out of it at like 7-10 and maybe win it. Who knows?
Usually I think of AFC North, I think of great defenses and tough offenses. Great defenses are not what I would say, minus the Browns, which are the
so weird.
That's team.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, the Browns are the best defense, and everybody else is not really that great defensively in the AFC North. We'll see how it all shakes out as the season progresses on, but maybe Cincinnati made the right move at the right time, bringing in a 40-year-old Joe Flacco at the gun. I mean, does it make you mad that a guy who was on your team goes to a division, I don't know if it's a rival, but definitely a division foe, and say, I'm going to possibly turn this team around and make the playoffs?
It doesn't make me mad just because of how he played for the Browns. It wasn't really anything very inspiring. So I'm like, all right, there's probably not a better side of the coin to how he's actually going to play with the Cleveland Browns. And it's probably going to take a change of scenery for him to start playing well. And I would have liked to still have him on the roster as a mentor for the two rookie quarterbacks, but I don't know. I mean, Andrew Berry's going to do his thing and tear things apart from that front office.
Well, we will see what happens here the rest of this season, but very entertaining game last night on Thursday Night Football. Steelers falling to the Bengals 33-31, and two old-time quarterbacks getting it done. Like I mentioned, he wasn't the only old-timer great performance last night. The 40-plus-year-old Max Scherzer on the bump for the Blue Jays showed a little emotion in that game as he led the Blue Jays with a great performance on the mound, allowed just 3 runs going into the 6th inning, And the Blue Jays have knotted this series up with Seattle at 2 games apiece, an 8-2 win last night. How about the 9-hole hitter, Andres Jimenez? 2 hits, 4 RBI, another homer for him. I tell you what, all the momentum back on the Blue Jays after a great hot start for the Mariners. Nobody can win apparently at home. No one can win at home in this thing.
But shout out to former Guardian and MVP candidate Andres Jimenez back in 2022, once upon a time. But it's cool to see him in
3 years ago.
Doing it. Yeah, which is crazy. It feels like forever ago, but it's such a bizarre series because you're absolutely right. It seems like whoever's on the road just seems to be getting the wins in dominating fashion. None of these games have been close between the Jays and the Mariners, but I feel like we could see that change as we get deeper into the series. Game 5, I think we could see our first close game. I'm excited.
Well, the Blue Jays got to Luis Castillo early in that one, and Max Scherzer had a little bit of a lead, and he pitched very comfortably, and Blue Jays win 8-2. And let's see, is that game tonight?
Yes, is tonight at 7:30.
Sorry, no, it's actually this afternoon. It's actually going to be at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I'm looking at the Milwaukee game.
Blue Jays Mariners is tonight at 5 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. And we'll see, can the Mariners get one at home, or do they got to go back to Toronto and we keep this trend of you can only win when you're on the road? That kind of thing.
Who knows?
And then I don't even want to talk much about the Dodgers just because, I mean, let's face the facts. This series is over. There's too much money. Dan Lucero's already said, LA Dodgers, just hand them the crown. They're going to win another one, and it feels like it right now.
It's a shame because the Dodgers aren't even really scoring runs like that. It's all pitching. And
you ever think they just walk in there like, we're so good, who cares? Let's just go in here and show up to work.
I bet there's a little bit of that mentality, but those guys are competitors. That all leaves the mind once you hit the field.
Well, we'll see what happens if the Brewers can take a game or not. I mean, it is kind of funny to look up and down the Brewers lineup, and I just have that moment like in Major League. Who are these guys?
Yeah, and you look at the regular season, and those guys who don't have much name value were balling in the regular season, but for the most part,
postseason is a whole nother animal.
Hey, Jake Bauers is playing pretty well.
He is. He's playing just fine.
To him, but Christian Yelich has not. Wilson Contreras has not. Like, their actual guys haven't really showed up.
Yeah,
Churio's been good.
I didn't get to see the early part of the game. Why do you throw a guy a third of an inning and then go to your star young pitcher Mizorowski for 5? Why does that? I don't understand that.
I've never really got that, but I think it's to kind of throw off the other lineup, and because I think Ashby, the guy who
he's a soft tosser.
He's a lefty soft tosser, I think. And then Mizorowski coming in, a righty, just messing with the lineup dynamic a little bit. And I don't think that works.
He saw how many batters did he face? How many batters did he face? Let's see here.
He faced 4.
4 guys. So he didn't even face half the lineup, got knocked out. So,
and hey, Mizorowski pitched pretty well coming off that. 9 Ks in 5 innings, 1 earned run. Not
he's
bad.
Good. There's no doubt he's very good. Very talented young pitcher, Jacob Mizorowski. No doubt about that. Anyway, fun night last night and across the world of sports. But glad you're with us here on the Morning Blitz. If you want to be part of the show, as always, FB Bank text line is open at 785-899-2222. You can hit us up on social media as well through the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream. Would love to hear from you there if you have the time or if you're watching us that way. Today's program, we will be previewing state golf. We'll have in studio, I believe, is going to be head coach for the Goodland Cowgirl golf team, Connie Livengood. We'll also have a couple of their senior golfers. I think Tori Jones and Allie Kier could be stopping by as well to visit with us about the upcoming state golf tournament. So look forward to having them on there as they get set for a Monday, Tuesday, hopefully Monday, for sure Monday, and hopefully a Tuesday showing at the state tournaments there in Salina. So we'll get to those ladies coming up here at the middle part of the show. We have ourselves our picks of the weekend and the weekend slate to get to on the back end of the show. Did you get my text last night? I sent you a text last night. Did you happen to get that? Apparently not. I don't feel real confident based
I
on.
did. There it is.
Oh, you got to learn to check your phone.
Jeez, I think I was asleep by the time you texted
that
me.
Might be, but I figured you would have checked it in the morning when you got up. So
that's honestly, I've been getting into the habit where I toss my phone to the side and I read while I eat breakfast.
Well, you know what? Good for you.
So hey, Should have checked. I see what you're saying now. I can.
Yeah, you'll pull it together. You have time. I'm sure
I can make something happen.
No, he'll make something happen for picks of the weekend because it is a very light regional slate, extremely light, particularly in the college football side. As Colorado, Kansas, and Kansas State all are on byes this weekend, so Connor will pull some games for us to pick. Besides, of course, the Nebraska game and the 2 pro games with the Chiefs and the Broncos, but we'll get to picks of the weekend. Local sports real quickly. I want to touch on one thing. Cross country yesterday. Had some cross country. Congratulations to Hoxie girls and Quinter boys. They captured themselves a pair of championships at the Hoxie Cross Country Invitational. And congratulations to Goodland Cowgirls. They were the highest placing team at the GWAC championships, at least regionally. Scott City won the girls' side, and Holcomb won the boys' side when it comes to the GWAC title yesterday here in Goodland for league cross country. And then don't forget this weekend, Colby Community College volleyball also in action. The Lady Trojans trying to bounce back. I did see something interesting about that loss. Sometimes you kind of wonder what happened, to lose that game. Apparently they had a pretty bad injury for a young lady there in that loss for Colby. And that apparently sparked a tough mental hurdle to overcome for the Lady Trojans. They lost that, but they look to bounce back on Saturday down at Dodge City. Friday Night Lights tonight. We got a good slate. I tell you, actually, it's a really good slate of high school football tonight. We really have ourselves a nice slate of football. Colby will be on the road, heading down to Lakin, where they get to face the triple option attack of Chris Bamberger and the Lakin Bronx. Goodland is at home, taking on GWAC foe Scott City for senior night tonight for GHS. Some other games, including Weskin hosting Northern Valley. Hoxie hosting St. Francis, Oakley playing host to Smith Center, Quinter visiting Wichita County, Decatur Community is at home taking on Rollins County, Tri-Plains Brewster will host Cheylin, Golden Plains is at Western Plains, and Wallace County heads to Logan Palco, and Wheatland Grinnell will host Greeley County. There's a few games that really stand out to me before we get into thoughts on Colby Lake and Goodland Scott City, but a couple of few regional games really stand up. Wallace County Logan Palco is a big game. It's a big game because both those teams, and they're both in the same district, and the winner of this pretty much wins the district, gets the top seed. Both teams come into this unbeaten in district play. So Wallace County Logan Palco, a huge game in 8-man Division II tonight there in Logan. So that ought to be a very, very interesting. I don't know. I think they play those games in Logan. I wish they played them more in Palco. I've been by the old Palco football stadium. It's not much, but I love what they used to call it. The cockpit.
The cockpit. Nice.
Because they were the Roosters, I believe is what they were. Anyway, so they called it the cockpit, is where they played the football games at. And it's just this little thing off the side of the highway. But I believe they play those in Logan. But another way, Wallace County goes to Logan Palco tonight, which is a huge game in that district. Some other big district matchups tonight include Decatur Community hosting Rollins County and Hoxie hosting St. Francis. Hoxie hosting St. Francis. Those two teams are, I think, 3rd and 4th in the same district. Hoxie still looking for that first district win. This could be one that could not only give them that first district win, but possibly break the tiebreaker with them and St. Francis when you get down the road. We'll see. There's still some games to be played. But that's a very interesting game, an old Northwest Kansas League game between Hoxie and St. Francis, which I think ought to be a very competitive game. I think St. Francis, once again, the more experienced team this year. Hoxie has showed some signs of life throughout at times this season, but has also struggled at times. And then Decatur Committee hosting Rollins County. If you love smash mouth physical football, I think this is the game you're going to want to go to. Rollins County and Decatur Committee love to run the football with physical backs, whether it's Josiah Pattengall for Decatur Community, or it might be Dominic Paz, the running back there and quarterback for Rollins County. They love to run the ball with great physicality. So if you love smash mouth, hard-nosed football, Decatur Community Rollins County is probably your type of game. And if I'm not mistaken, those two teams are in the same district, and I believe that's also, I'm going to check this real quickly with the standings here, but I also believe that those games also do mean quite a bit when it comes to standings. Rollins County's 2-1 in the district, 4-2 overall. Decatur Community's 3-0 with a 5-1 overall record. So if Rollins County were to upset the Red Devils, that would put them with the tiebreaker into second place. Hill City is already kind of leading the way in that one. They only have one loss this season to the Ringnecks of Hill City. But yeah, so some big district games when it comes to seeding on where you could be in the postseason. You could be a top seed, you could be a 2 seed, a 3 seed, a 4 seed, depending on if you get a big win or loss here tonight.
I don't know if you said this one earlier and it just slipped my mind, but Holcomb's playing at Hugoton for probably the
Yes,
crown.
great pull. Absolutely. Huge game tonight down there. Holcomb at Hugoton.
That's gonna be a great one. I mean, I feel like people are probably thinking Holcomb's gonna run away with that one, but Hugoton's pretty good.
Hugoton has a little bit of lady luck on their side this year. Now, let's not forget what they did at Scott City a few weeks ago. I know the Beaver fans would love to forget that, but the 4th and 29 little prayer to the end zone that was caught that ended up winning it for them at the gun. That's a little luck. And Holcomb, no doubt, probably is the more complete football team, but the option attack of Hugoton can be a great equalizer.
Oh, yeah.
It can help equalize that a little bit. So, yes, great pull. Can't believe I didn't think about it. Have you looked at the Massey ratings? What's that game got on it? What do we got? Let's look that up.
I have it open, but I haven't found that game yet. I'll scroll a little bit here.
Take a look at the Massey ratings and see what we got here for that.
If I had to guess.
Here we go. Holcomb is a 10-point favorite. 30-20.
Did I scroll past it?
30-20. 9.5-point favorite at this point.
That's about what I would have thought.
Yeah. Wallace County Logan, actually, by the way, a 37-14 prediction score from the Massey ratings, which is interesting. So they got Wallace County favored in that one. Let's look and see what this Rollins County game has got on it for here. Oh, wait. If I put in the right name, that would help a lot. They got Rollins County winning by 10 in that game at this point in time. And what else? The Max Fam say Hoxie St. Francis. They've got Hoxie winning convincingly. Ooh, I'd put money. Sorry, you can't put money on high school sports, but if I could, I'd put money on that. I think St. Francis is going to cover. That's a pretty wide spread. I feel pretty comfortable saying we can cover that.
I've got one that I'm not sure if you'll love. Scott City at Goodland. What do you think?
Oh, golly. I don't even want to know. Probably like 45-6.
All right. It's not that bad. It's 41-7.
Oh, so I'm not that far off. I'm not that far off.
It's in the area.
Yeah, that would be my thought on what everyone else thinks of this game. In fact, we'll just dive into that right now. Goodland at home for senior night hosting Scott City. The Beavers do come into this game a little banged up. I think that's the one thing. Goodland, for the most part, is pretty healthy. So that's always a good sign. But Scott City's pretty banged up, and they have been all season. I think that might be one of the reasons why they've maybe struggled a little bit more than they have in previous years. The offensive and defensive lines, particularly offensive lines, have been banged up with injuries. And because of that, their offense maybe has not been as dynamic or as good at times this year. But it doesn't matter. They're going to line up and try and run the football down Goodland's throat. The Cowboys are going to have to really show their run defense. Visiting with Coach Mosier, he is impressed by Scott City's passing ability here these last couple of games. They've really been able to throw the ball well. So as much as you want to commit to the run, you still got to be aware of the passing attack, which makes it very difficult defensively. But the Cowboys, for most of the season this year, have been pretty good defensively. Offensively for the Cowboys, they're going to have to go up against a 4-4 style defense that is built to stop the run. And Goodland still needs to try and run the ball some to try and take that pressure off their young quarterback. But they're going to need a huge game tonight from the freshman Reed Cure, more than likely, if they're going to be hanging around in this game. And I don't want to put a lot of pressure on the young man. That's not what I'm trying to say. But they're going to have to probably throw the ball a little bit more than I think most people would like them to against the good Scott City defense. But Beavers are certainly banged up and going to be missing some key guys tonight. We'll see how that impacts the game, if at all, at Cowboy Stadium. What are your thoughts on Colby Lake? And I see the Eagles are pretty heavy favorites on the road down against the Bronx. By the way, I would take Lakin to cover that. This will be a war. This will be a war.
41-24 is the projected score, and I agree. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than that. I mean, Lakin their strength comes in the running game, and Alex Robles, their fullback, apparently they like to just run it right up the gut with him pretty consistently. And Colby, I mean, has struggled a little bit up front, doesn't have the size you might necessarily want, but I think they know exactly what to expect. And at this point in the season, just playing in the GWAC, you've played so many teams that focus on running the football. So you kind of know what you're going to get. You know how to scheme against it. So I feel like they're going to be able to handle it. And then they're coming off a big win against Goodland, of course. Little rivalry action. Come on, that was a good one.
What? It was a good win against Goodland. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, it was.
Ooh, Big Burn. Woo, man, comedian over there.
Hey, they're running on some momentum right now, feeling good, and trying to just end the season on a high note. And obviously, you still got Scott City the week after.
I am fascinated to see how Colby holds up in the run game. I really am. I thought Goodland, who is an okay running football team, probably better than they've been in previous years, ran the ball really well against Colby. And here's the thing about Lakin. They're going to just run it. I mean, that fullback Robles, he doesn't care if he gets 1 yard if it's a 1 yard carry, 3 times in a row. They don't care. They're just going to they're going to bulldoze it. And then they're going to pull it and run around the outside so everybody gets sucked in. It'll be big plays. I guarantee there's going to be some big plays tonight from Lakin in the run game. And then the thing about Lakin, they're just going to continue to pound it. It'll get in the third quarter, fourth quarter, and you're just so used to getting beat up on. You start kind of giving up some ground if you're the defense, and then you kind of give that extra effort to get up there and stop it. They pull it and hit the little pass over the top, wide open wide receiver. It's how the triple option works. I guarantee this game is going to come down to the wire between Colby and Lakin. I think it's going to be a really tight game.
I could see it. I mean, I think Colby, Max, and Smiley might have to air it out a little bit. Might need some big throws, and
Does Max and Smiley know anything else but big throws? That's what that guy does.
That's what he does. The completion percentage has been a little low, but that dude hasn't really turned the ball over, and he's been throwing touchdowns. So that's all you can ask for.
Either throw it to the end zone or throw it out of bounds, Maxon. It's all you got to do.
There you go.
We throw touchdowns or incompletions way out of bounds. That's all we do. Nothing over the middle.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. So there you go. A good slate. I think a really good slate of high school football tonight across all levels of 8-man, 6-man, and 11-man football in our region. Of course, catch Colby and Lakin tonight starting at 6 o'clock Central Time with Connor Schuh on 100 Point Through the Ride. And we'll have Goodland hosting Scott City on senior night tonight on Goodland's Rocket 1025. That coverage begins at 5 o'clock Mountain Time with pregame. All right, 7:32. We got to get to a break. We come back. We'll be pleased to be joined in studio. I can hear them talking out there in the hall, but we'll have Connie Livengood, head coach for the Goodland Cowgirl golf team, and a couple of her senior golfers. I believe Alec here and Tori Jones are here to visit with us about the upcoming state tournament on Monday and Tuesday. That is next here on a Friday edition of the Morning Blitz.
It's Truck Month at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland. Get behind the wheel of a brand new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 with 2.9% APR for 72 months. And if GMC's more your style, you're in luck. Drive home a 25 GMC Sierra Elevation with up to $7,000 in customer cash, or lock in 0.9% APR on a 26 GMC Sierra 1500. Whether it's power, performance, or pure style, Hurl Chevrolet GMC has the truck to match your drive. Visit hurlchev.com or stop by today in Goodland and make this Truck Month one to remember.
Convenience just got an upgrade. Farmers State Bank of Oakley is excited to announce the opening of our brand new ATM along Highway 40, right next to Sonic Drive-In. Whether you're grabbing a snack or on the go, you can quickly access your cash without the detour. It's banking made easy, right where you need it. Farmers State Bank of Oakley, member FDIC.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
This is Austin Wright with the Anderson Trade Group and your morning market update. It is October 17th. D's corn, $4.24. March 26 corn, $4.37 and a quarter. May 26 corn, $4.45 and a quarter. December 25 KC wheat, $4.88 and a half. March 26 KC wheat, $5.08 and three quarters. May 26 KC wheat, $5.22. July 26 KC wheat, $5.36 and three quarters. November soybeans, $10.16 and a quarter. January 26 soybeans, $10.33 and a half. March 26 soybeans, $10.48 and three quarters. Dow Jones futures are currently up 62 points at 46,222. S&P 500 futures are currently down 8 points at 6,660. NASDAQ futures are currently down 85 points at 24,746. Gold is currently up $17 at 4,322. Crude is currently up 11 cents at 57.57. For your grain marketing needs or more information on our freedom pricing tools, you can reach the Kansas City office, Jared Law, Tyler Ghosh, Tom Saludo at 913-748-3000. In Colorado, John Hankey and John Stiles, 970-744-3000. 4484.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor and or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
What's on your to-do list? Check your mail? Get groceries? How about getting your annual vaccines? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. Because we've got you with local vaccine events and access to transportation. Protecting yourself and your loved ones is not a chore anymore.
You've got this.
A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by U.S. Aging. Funded by the U.S. Administration for Community Living through a grant to U.S. Aging. Learn more at yougotthis.usaging.org.
At Hogemeyer, our pride is homegrown. We are right here to serve these families and fields. Right here to fight through storms and surprises. Right here with smarter agronomics, better yield performance, and world-class corn and soybean products, backed by Corteva Agriscience. We'll always be loyal and local, so you, our neighbor, always get the right seed. Learn more at golocal.therightseed.com.
Farmers and ranchers, are you looking to sell your equipment at auction for zero fees and zero commissions? Well, then you need to check out Hayden Outdoors' new online equipment auction platform. You can list your equipment in our monthly online auctions using our easy-to-use platform, and you don't pay any fees or commissions. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com to learn more. That's HaydenOutdoors.com.
From the headlines to the highlights.
It's good! The Wildcats are champions of the Big 12!
This is the Morning Blitz.
All right, we're back here on a Friday morning, October the 17th. A nice, beautiful fall morning. 48 degrees on our way to a high of 68. In studio, we got a full studio over here in Goodland. We're pleased to be joined by Allie and Natalie Cure, Tori Jones, and head coach for the Goodland Cowgirl golf team, Connie Livengood, joins me in studio. Good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for coming on in. It's going to be a little crowded. If you don't see them on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream, we only got one camera and one microphone in here. So when we bring in a group, it's hard to do this, but we'll do the best that we can. But morning, girls. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Good morning.
There's Allie. There's Allie leaning in. Appreciate it. Anyway, Coach Goods, I want to start with you here since Allie predicted. I got to start with you, Coach Goods. We were talking about the weather. You got to like it when you get this Christmas in the air. It means postseason golf is around, right?
Oh, absolutely. We've played with our coats on and stuff, and that's a good thing because, hard to swing with coats on and things. So they're getting long sleeve shirts under their shirt or their other shirts, and so they're learning how to swing with things and just try to keep warm.
If you're not playing golf when the weather gets cool, it means it probably wasn't a great season. So
that's exactly right.
One of the seniors can take this here, either Allie or Tori. But when we visited early in the season, I said, what are the goals of this team? And the senior goes, well, we want to get to state and we want to try and win state. How has it been to follow up what was a great, for you guys, a junior campaign with another great senior campaign where you guys have rarely lost a tournament or rarely had a poor showing this season?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, even us shooting our 330, that was just like something we honestly probably never thought we'd do. And just having that happen, I think that's giving us momentum into state, honestly.
Tori, when you saw the score of 330, what went through your mind, Tori? Get up there to the microphone. There you go.
I don't know. I was just.
You come from a long line of family golfers, so come on
Yeah.
now. You have context.
I was just really proud of like the team and stuff because like that's what we've been working for since this summer. So.
Coach Goods, I want to ask you the same question. You saw that 330. I'm sure you're over there, with your pencil and paper adding up. But I mean, 330. I think you wrote even in some of your great post-day recaps. It's one of the best scores you've ever seen for Cowgirl golf.
It is. That's history for us. And actually, I wasn't. These girls were keeping track, and they're going, "Goods, we're gonna break this." And I said, "Okay," because it was like a 358 or 356, and they're going, "No, we're gonna have a 330." They had it already figured out because I was trying to figure out scorecards and stuff and doing things that I do at the end, figuring out how many putts they had and stuff. But They were so elated. It was phenomenal. And the people in Syracuse were stricken with like, wow, this has never happened on our course.
Yeah, I mean, to do it on Syracuse, which is I would say I've never played it, but I've heard it's a pretty challenging course. I mean, to do that is very, very impressive.
Yeah, if you don't hit the ball and place it where you need to place it, it is a terrible
it's lost.
place. It is gone. It is gone. They are right. It is gone because the Tamaracks just eat them up.
We're visiting in studio with the Goodland Cowgirl golf team coach, kind of live and good. Seniors Tori Jones and Allie Cure, and Natalie Cure Jr. is in here as well. Nat, we'll pass it to you. You can come on over here. What has it been like, to follow up a great sophomore campaign with another good junior campaign, and in no way trying to look ahead, but know that you still have another year to build upon that. If you want to adjust that microphone lower, you certainly can. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I don't think people know how much practice it really takes to get good at golf. It's such a fun sport, but it is really like mental. A lot of it is mental. So just like knowing that I have a team behind me that can carry my back when I do have those low rounds it makes you feel really good about yourself. So.
When I remember when Coach Goods came on the show a couple weeks ago, and she said, we need to get down to that 350 mark. And then you hit the 330 mark, and you hear that from your perspective, Natalie. What is it like to be like, well, we surpassed that and smashed it for the most part? What does it make you think about what this team could do as the season progresses on, and particularly later into this month of October?
It's just so exciting. We kind of know, I know a lot of us went down this summer and played Salina's course. We know that it's more open in Syracuse. Like, you have a lot more leeway. So it's just so exciting, like knowing what you're capable of. And it's just like, you have to just kind of step back and like take a look at your team. Like, even your 5 and 6s just shot crazy PRs. And it's just so exciting to see everyone peak at the same time.
Tori, the depth of this team, like she was talking about the 5s and the 6s, whether it be Sadie or Kaylee or whoever you want to throw in there as well. I mean, is it impressed you how well they have played throughout this season? Maybe not just in a spot, but consistently throughout the season, how well the younger golfers have performed this year.
Yeah, they're keeping pretty consistent scores, which is pretty impressive. And they've improved a lot since like last season, even this summer. So
we're visiting once again with the Goodland Cowgirl golf team. They're in studio here. We're all crammed into our small space. Allie, when you look ahead to the Salina Municipal Course, I'm guessing you've gone over this summer and played. I know Natalie said, so I'm guessing you were there too. You guys are inseparable over the fall. So
yeah. Me and Natalie, we played it twice, once in a tournament, and then another time we went down with my dad.
What was it? What were those experiences like playing that course?
It was good. I mean, it's a pretty, like Natalie said, wide open. Just got to place the ball. The greens aren't too bad. And so, we know that we can play good there. And
in comparison to, I think, wasn't it at Emporia previous? I know it was Emporia. It was, how does it compare to Emporia? Because that was where you guys were. Was it last year? Was it even just last year? Yes, last year.
So they're around the same, but I would even say it's easier. It has a little bit less trees, and I know Salina has a little bit more sand, which we kind of struggle with because obviously Goodland doesn't have any sand, but
we should.
Yeah, we should. So that's kind of a disadvantage, but we'll be fine.
What's harder, a sand green or a sand trap or a grass trap?
Honestly, probably sand for me.
Yeah. See, I always find it, if you find the good sand, the stuff that's, that the good courses, it's manicured, they keep it fluffy. It's the stuff that gets compacted down that, it's like hitting off of a piece of cement. That's the hard stuff. You can't dig, because they'll say, well, put the goal, swing as hard as you can 2 inches behind the ball. Well, if it skips 2 inches, then it just flies off.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've done that at a practice spot and almost hit someone and got some pretty nasty looks. We're joined in studio by the Goodland Cowgirl golf team. Coach Goods, we'll go back to you. What has this week of practice leading into this state tournament? Do you change anything at all? You've been doing this for a long time. Do you change anything at all here in this week leading up, or do you kind of stick to the same things and just know that what you've practiced on all year is more than likely going to work?
Well, we've kind of gauged it to, they have 6 par 3s. And so we have been playing our par 3s like crazy. And so we go down 1, 2, 8, then we go 9, 10, and went through 13. So we know that par threes will probably win the tournament. And so we got to be able to play those very well. They go from anywhere from 98 to 128, I believe, for distances. So we're just trying to get the feel of, hey, let's get this distance down. We know there's some 2-tier greens and things there at Salina. They're not, some of the greens are not as easy as they look, but ours aren't easy either. So these kids been working at those distances, and we'll see what we come out with on those par threes. But we haven't changed anything really other than that. We just make sure that we're playing those short par threes. And then there's a couple little dog legs that are like our 11. And it's not a long course. It's like 300 yards, almost shorter than ours. So, but that's because of the par threes. So we haven't really changed a lot.
What is the key to playing good on par threes?
Knowing your distances and knowing where to land the ball. And that's why this practice round is really important. We there before. So have it diagrammed out pretty good for them. And like you said, they've played the course. Sadie played it this year. Kaylee and Lexi have not, but we'll get them through that because we have it mapped out pretty well as far as, this is where you need to kind of place the ball, see the yardage and stuff. And of course, the tee box is going to be moved up and back, and the pins are going to be moved up and back. But the yardage is really important.
Natalie, I want to ask you a question just in a general one. If you're going to a new course, let's say it's a new course you've never played, do you feel more pressure, or do you kind of like, it's a new course, I don't have a lot of expectations because I haven't played this course? I'm kind of curious. Now, that won't happen here at State, but throughout the course, you go to a new course and you play it for the very first time, and you're just kind of like, I don't have the pressure, I don't know what to expect. Or do you feel more stressed out because you've never played the course before?
I know this summer I saw a lot of new courses just playing in the different league. And I think before, like on your way up there, you're really nervous. You're trying to search it up on Safari, like what the holes look like, the distances and stuff. But honestly, you just have to get out there and just trust your clubs, trust your distances, and just play the course at the end of the day. So.
Allie, you and Natalie, of course, play. Tor, did you play in that summer league too?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, but I know you guys played in this summer league. How much of it is kind of sometimes when you get together, do you see a lot of other golfers from other schools and those relationships that you have throughout the course of the regular season that you gain through the summer?
Yeah, I've met a lot of people. I actually played with Amelia Bowles this summer because she was still playing in that league because she could. And so I talked to her, and I talked to her about college and how she's playing at Garden City and all that. But yeah, I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of the Garden City girls, which they're doing really, really good right now. So yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to play with people around the state and just meet new people.
And I think that's got to be one of the fun things, is to get to meet people because they have that same love for something that you do. And so even going to State and having, because you're playing with someone for a whole 18 holes, you can really get you can have a decent friendship together by the time it's all done if you hit off with someone.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a fun part that people probably don't think about. Or are you more one of those where I'm in my zone, I've got my blinders on, and I'm just going to focus on that?
No, I'm the complete opposite. I can't play golf if I'm just like not talking. Like I have to be talking to take my mind off what is going on. So yeah, I really like chatting it up while I'm golfing.
Tori, I feel like you'd be the opposite of that. Or are you the chatty Cathy too?
I cannot play golf if it is dead silent the entire round. It's just, I feel like if it's dead silent, I just think too much. And then if I'm talking to someone else, then I can just.
How much of it is the conversation actually about golf?
None of it.
That's the best
It's
part.
never about golf.
We're talking about anything and everything. We'll go down the line real quickly here. We'll start with Allie and work our way down. But Allie, what will be key to having a great finish to your senior campaign, hopefully winning a state championship and maybe even a state title yourself individually if you can play some of your best golf?
For my golf game, definitely my putting. I need to keep my head down and focus on that. But on the other side of that, my mental, I just need to trust the process, trust God, and just pull it out.
Tori, what about you? What's going to be big for you on Monday and Tuesday?
I just need to make sure that I stay in the fairway, keep out of the trees, because that's been my problem the last few tournaments. And
getting good at those punch out shots. We're in the trees a lot. And Nat, what do you say?
I'd have to definitely say, like Tori said, hitting fairways is going to be one of my biggest things. And then also adding on to what Allie said, just trust, put in God's hands and just see how it goes. So,
Coach, what are you hoping to see from the whole team on Monday and Tuesday? What is it going to take to bring home another state championship, hopefully? And I guess I also love to ask you, what does the field look like? Because I know you've scouted the field. I know you have.
Yes, I have. And they have too. Jefferson West is a really powerful team, and they're shooting about what we are. Early in the season, we had them by about 8 strokes. Now they're down to just 1 stroke behind us in average and stuff. I think we play the harder courses. They played about the same caliber course that we did earlier in our regionals and stuff. And they shot like a 380. We're shooting 377, but I was disappointed with our 377 because I think we let our own course kind of intimidate us a little bit, I felt like.
Girls.
And so they're good. St. Mary's is back again, St. Mary Colgan, and they have the experience, and we do too. Silver Lake's there again. That would probably be the top 4 right there, and they're all powerful teams, and we just got to play our A game, and that's how it is in every sport when you get down to the state tourneys, that you just play your best. And if it doesn't come out, it doesn't. That's just how sports are. Someone's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But I think these girls have really got that really good chance. When we hit that 330, I was worried that they thought they could hit that every tournament. And I knew better. The experience that we have, we know better. So if we can get down to that 350, 355 possibly, and just keep working with that, I think we'll prevail. I really do. I think this team has that kind of shot this year. So really excited.
Well, if they play those par 3s right, 340 might be within reach. You never know.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And that's okay.
That's all right. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate the time. We wish you the very best of luck Monday and Tuesday. All right. Once again, Natalie Cure, Allie Cure, Tori Jones, and head coach Kind of Live and Good in studio with us here on the Morning Blitz. And best luck to the Goodland Cowgirl golf team as they begin their quest for a state championship on Monday there in Salina. We'll take a break, come back with the weekend slate and picks of the weekend next here on the Blitz.
This season, the Mile High Magic is live on Rocket 102.5. Every hit, every pick, every end zone dance, we've got it all.
5-man pressure. Rogers hit before he throws it. Sack. P.J. Locke bounced up into the air, bounced again, and then caught by Devon Vele. Touchdown, Denver.
Brought to you by
Vince's GM Center, Proxy Feed Yard Imperial Beef, Simpleman Jewelry, Tubbs & Sons Ford Sales, F&B Bank, and Hurl Chevrolet GMC.
your home for Denver Broncos football. Rocket 102.5.
This is Danica Dowdle, senior at Goodland High School. Please join the Black and Gold Booster Club in thanking a few of our corporate sponsors: Alex's Radiator and Repair, Dan Brenner Ford, Frontier Ag, Golden Ventures, Jeremy and Angie Cloyd, Brian and Janda Lennon, Nutrient Ag Solutions, and Pathway Ag. Thank you for your continued support of our academic activities and athletics this fall.
Wishing things are going to get better with your current fuel supplier will do you about as much good as putting on your glasses so you can hear better. Well, I hope you have your glasses on so you can hear this. Mittens of Oakley. Yep, Mittens of Oakley is the place for on-site delivery of bulk gas, diesel, avgas, jet fuel, DEF, and all types of lubricants. You also need to remember Lucas Running Ruggles on account of he's the guy to call at Mittens for great service when it comes to delivery at a great value. Number 785-672-3062 or go online at mitteninc.com. That's for Mittens of Oakley.
Get ready, hunters. This year's Hunt for Habitat brings you more than just exclusive land access and world-class pheasant hunting. Get your tickets today to enjoy a live performance by singer-songwriter Chancey Williams at the Price Convention Center in Goodland, Kansas. It's all part of the second annual John Leo Hayden Hunt for Habitat, November 7th through the 9th. Brought to you by 24/7 Travel Store, Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, Outdoor Bank, and Golden Waves Grain. Learn more and reserve your spot today at huntforhabitat.com.
Quick hits, bold takes, and all the action.
I'll take that action.
Welcome back to the Morning Blitz.
Thank you again to the Goodland Cowgirl golf team for stopping in studio. Appreciate them visiting about the upcoming state golf tournament. Once again, that'll be happening Monday and Tuesday in Saline at the Municipal Golf Course. If you've got nothing better to do, you can head over there and check out some great high school golf. We'll see if the Cowgirls can bring home a state championship. We wrap up the show with the weekend slate, which is rather light, by the way, and picks of the weekend. Connor, you had plenty of time during that interview to get your picks ready for. I have high expectations for you, my friend.
I beefed it up a little bit.
That a boy.
Go outside SEC and stuff like that. Pick some deeper cuts.
Oh, great. I can't wait. This is going to be good. So anyway, the weekend slate real quickly. Number one, first of all, tonight, of course it's tonight. I don't know why they do this. It makes me so mad. But Nebraska visits Minnesota tonight, 7:00 Central Time. You can watch it on the big Fox. But Nebraska ranked for the first time this season after a comeback win at Maryland. A road victory given Nebraska its first 6-1 start since 2016, and the ridiculous stat, first back-to-back road wins in consecutive weeks since 2006. Pretty much 20 years since Nebraska's won back-to-back road games. So a big game tonight against the Gophers, who, by the way, who have won 5 straight over Nebraska, including in Matt Rule's very first game as the Cornhusker head coach, 13-10. So very big game tonight for Nebraska. A win tonight not only gets you 6-1, gets you bowl eligible. You've got that in your pocket, and then you've got Northwestern next week, who is not terrible, but is probably another winnable game. But I've got my thoughts on this game. People are really riding high on Nebraska, and I am not buying that quite yet, to be honest. I'll get to it in my picks. I'll get to it in my picks here in a little bit. So. Other than that, and then on Sunday, you've got at noon Central Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, Chiefs and Raiders. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have won 8 of the last 9 against the Raiders for the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, we've talked about it this week about the boost with Rashee Rice getting back from suspension. They've got the full core of weapons. I mean, this, I'm not saying it has to happen Sunday, this week, but over the next few weeks, we should see what this offense can look like at full strength for the first time in over a year. So, should look good, you would think.
Better for sure.
Now, they will be without their left tackle, Josh Simmons. He is still out, but Jalen Moore, who played last, expect him to be pretty darn good. But that is at a noon Central, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. You can list that on 100.3 The Ride if you'd like to do that. But Chiefs and Raiders in the AFC West. And then Broncos return home Sunday looking for a 4th straight win as they host the Giants at Empower Field at Mile High. Once again, I'm just excited to see what Cam Scadaboo and Jackson Dart can do if they can do anything against that Broncos defense, which has been very good, and the offense has not been good for Denver. Can they find any sort of footing? They've got to find something. If they're going to win more games here down the stretch of the season, that offense has got to click a little bit more than what it has. By the way, fun halftime. They're going to honor the Super Bowl 50 team and also induct the late Demaryius Thomas into the Ring of Fame. That kickoff 2:05 Mountain Time on Goodland's Rock at 102.5. So there you go. Our weekend slate. As I mentioned, Kansas, K-State, Colorado football, all on buys here this week. So very light slate. All right, let's get to picks. What do we got for picks, Mr. Schuh? Tell us the picks.
So, of course, we've got our whole weekend slate: Nebraska, Minnesota, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Giants. But I decided to add on a bunch of college football. So
I'm excited. Hit me up. What do we got?
First, we got a little bit of Big 12. TCU and Baylor, 2 teams that are kind of near that top range, and I think it's going to be a close game and a lot of points. So, actually, guess what the over-under is on that one?
I just looked it up. 65.5.
Yeah, crazy. So, next one, not so high scoring. Michigan hosting Washington.
Okay.
After that, then I decided to get one big matchup in there. Notre Dame hosting USC.
Okay.
The spread is kind of high on that one. And then
16.5 or 9.5. Excuse me. Spread is 9.5.
9.5. And this one, a defensive slugfest potentially that Iowa is favored in over Penn State.
Gosh.
That's awesome.
Ridiculous.
And then the cherry on top, UCLA hosting Maryland.
Okay. So we'll start with TCU, Baylor. You know what? I am, golly. I'm going to take Baylor in the win. Picking Baylor outright.
Okay.
I was not impressed with TCU and in Manhattan this past weekend. I'm taking Baylor.
I'll take Baylor. Because the spread is so close that if you're just going to take the spread, you might as well take the win at that point. Man, yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Michigan, Washington, I think was your next game on there.
Yes.
4.5-point favorites are the Wolverines at home against Washington. God, this game is tough. Oh, I tell you, I'm going to take Washington to cover. Field goal win for the Wolverines.
Okay.
Tight game though. Tight.
Yes. I know Michigan's got a pretty good defense, but Washington again has a really dynamic offense. I think they're going to be able to break through, and again, I think it's going to be close, but I think Washington wins outright.
Washington with the all right win. All right. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice surprise there. What's our next game?
Notre Dame hosting USC.
9.5-point favorites are the Golden Domers on the road. USC coming off a huge win this past weekend against Michigan. Oh my boy, 9.5. You're right. That seems really big. Tell you what, Notre Dame has to have it. Okay, Notre Dame wins. USC covers 9.5.
Oh, so you're doing 2 and 1. Okay.
Notre Dame. Well, USC covers the covers, whatever you want to call it that. But I still think
Notre Dame the 9.5.
They cover the 9.5, but I still think Notre Dame probably gets the win.
I agree. I think the USC, that line is it's too big. USC is good enough to be able to cover that.
Yep, for sure. Next,
Iowa hosting Penn State. Guess what the over-under is?
It's on the peacock too.
3.5.
Let's see here. 3.5, 40.5. Oh my gosh. Who is Penn State's backup quarterback? Does anybody know this guy's name?
Ethan Grunkemeyer.
What a name. Grunkemeyer?
He was actually, I'm pretty sure he was a solid prospect out of high school, and he was
I tell you what, I don't know anything about
Aller.
Grunkemeyer, but because his name is awesome, Penn State with the win.
Oh, okay. All right. Penn State win. I'll hold on to my Iowa victory here.
That's fine.
Penn State's going to fall to the depths of the earth this season.
Oh my gosh.
UCLA hosting Maryland, your second favorite team.
Oh my gosh, this is such a great game. This one is awesome. UCLA is so hot right now, as they would say in Zoolander. Maryland, though, is I think, an underrated, talented team. Have to fly all the way over to the West Coast. It's 5 o'clock, so that means it's 7 o'clock. It's a late game. Ooh. UCLA, they're white hot right now. I'll take UCLA. They cover the 2.5.
Ooh, okay. I was kind of feeling the same way. I think UCLA covers, but I think I'm gonna make a little heel turn and say I'm gonna take the over. Actually,
taking the over 51.5. I like that. That's not a bad pick. I like that. That's a good pick.
They'll score a lot each side.
That's probably a very solid pick right there. Like that pick. All right, there we go. Right, picks of the weekend in the book. Oh, we didn't.
We got to do the.
Okay, Nebraska, Minnesota. I've got Minnesota covering. I think it's 7.5. I got Minnesota covering the 7.5.
Okay,
Minnesota. I think Nebraska wins, but it's close.
I think, Minnesota's probably going to cover. I'm with that.
And then what we got? Chiefs and Broncos.
Chiefs and Broncos left.
We've got to get out of here, but Chiefs and Broncos. Let's see. Broncos 7.5-point favorite over the Giants. I'm saying Giants cover. Broncos win though. Giants do get the cover, and 12.5. It's a rivalry game. Give me the Raiders to make it. It's a 10-point win for Kansas City. I don't know why. Give me the Raiders to somehow would cover.
I also think Raiders cover, and I think I'm gonna say the Broncos are gonna cover. They're not happy after that London performance.
All right, I like it. All right, to the walk-off.
And back lifts his ball high and deep to right. How about a walk-off Brady? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes swings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Real quickly, what will our World Series matchup be? And will we know it when we get back on Monday?
Say that one more time.
World Series matchup. What will it be? Will we know it on Monday?
Jays, Dodgers. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Jays are going to win the next two.
We will see what it looks like, but there you go. Anything else we got to get to? Do we miss anything I'm forgetting? I don't think we did. I think we nailed it all.
That's everything.
That'll do it for the program. Thanks again for listening. Don't forget to catch Connor tonight, 100 Point Through the Ride, Colby and Lakin. And we'll have Goodland Cowboy football against the Scots and Beavers tonight right here on this radio station. We'll talk to you then. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Been the Blitz.